So, are we live? It looks like we are. It looks like we got it working. Yeah. And look at this. They've got that whole little white thing on the side finally balanced out, got it centered, unlike last week. So, yay me. There we go. Also, many of you were really upset about this. So, I'm going to go ahead and let you know this. We found Ace. Ace survived the move. We found him. So, Ace has been found. He's in the office. He's been working. We have found him. So, panic not. Now, if you are here and you enjoy the work we do here at Working Dragon Mystic, you enjoy our shenanigans, you enjoy our conversations, you enjoy the live streams, you enjoy the videos we do and release every Tuesday, be sure to hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that people actually like us and care, and it helps the YouTube algorithm show it to more people. Helps the channel out. It's one of the easiest things you can do to help us. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, good night. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so for those who don't know, I've been up for a little over 24 hours. I am freaking tired, so I may be a basket case tonight, and I do apologize for that, but I will be danged if I miss the live streams. It's been too long. I enjoyed last week. I am here to stay. I'm going to do the best I can to make them, so here I am. Okay, there we go. Plus, we got some great things tonight. Some that I'm really, really excited about. Now, let's see what we got here. Jade, so happy to see you. Happy Sunday as well. Jade, by the way, I know it has been a hell of a week for you. Thank you for everything you do to help the Gilded server and the YouTube channel. You are amazing. You are a magical mom to set a standard to rise to. So yes, thank you very much for everything you do. Angela, good to see you. Hugs back to you. Always welcoming some nice hugs, especially virtual hugs. I'm not as big on the physical hugs. Virtual hugs are nice. Blue Star, happy Sunday to you as well. Shar, hey, how you doing? And what is this? Jay Louie, hello. Why are you heartbroken, Jay Louie? Don't be heartbroken. Don't be heartbroken. Look, I even found my hats, so I got more hats to choose from. No reason to be heartbroken. Dragon of the West, good to see you. Maria, hey, glad you can make it. Life is tough. That is true. That is true. Oh, don't I know it? Oh, Lordy. Maria, you need sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead, Maria. Don't worry about it. I had a lot to get done. I had to take the wife to the airport. She had to go out of town for some classes, those kinds of things. I had D&D last night. I have too much fun hanging out with my friends because y'all know I'm workaholic. So when it comes time for my recreation, I'm going to recreate. That's what I'm going to do. So I chose recreate over sleep. I really did. Total choice, absolutely. No doubt about it. And there's Jay dropping the link to the Gilded community, which is a wonderful community of very supportive individuals. I actually have to say, the admin and the community over there are just outstanding. Though it may be under the Working Dragon Mystic brand, I honestly can't take credit for it. It is truly the community that makes it so wonderful. So if you are already a member of that community, bugs up to you. That is freaking amazing. You guys are awesome. Glad your stuff survived the move. Amen. Right? I took one hat with me on the trip. So all my other hats, the leather one, the fedora, this one, they were packed, and there was definitely a chance of non-survival. So definitely a chance. Jay Louis, thank you very much. This is actually one of the newer ones. It's not new to people on the channel, but it is one I don't wear as often. They refer to it as a gambler brim. I've always loved this style of hat. I just never got one for myself, so I'm kind of trying to get used to it. I gotta admit, I kind of like it, but compared to the other hats, it's still very different. So I'm still trying to adjust to it. So I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much. It's always good to know that outside my personal, I just like the hat. What y'all think? I appreciate it. You'll be riding dragons when you did. I can't imagine you like, okay, okay, Angela, you got me. You got me. You called me out. You're absolutely right. I don't. You're right. You're right. I won't rest when I'm dead either. How about this? My physical body will rest when I'm dead. How's that sound? Does that sound a little better? You got me. You called me out on there. What is this? That is a Catherine. Welcome. Glad you can make it. Um, let's see what we got here. Pop Smoking Padre. Hey, mate, good to see you. Have you ever run Vampire the Masquerade campaign? I just started my first session, which is I am DMing for the first time. Wish me luck. Hey, mate, good luck. We need more game masters, more DMs, and stuff like that. And definitely good luck for you. I ran way, way, way back in like early 2000s, like old school Masquerade. I have not run the newer editions, so I couldn't comment on those for sure. That said, however, when it comes to running any game, remember, as a game master, as a DM, you are providing a world for the players to interact into. Don't railroad them. Don't tell a story and just have them fill in the dialogue. Try and steer clear of that. That's my biggest advice I can give to any DM. Every DM's like, I'm telling a story. Horse shit. No, you're not. Stay away from that. Go away. I present a world. I present a scenario. And I wait to let my players surprise me with whatever they do. And I can honestly say my group has never let me down. That is why I enjoy it. I'm more surprised than they are half the time. So good luck to you, Pop Smoking Heathen. I appreciate that. So good to see more people jumping into the saddle and trying to run a game. Appreciate that. I can see Drake when he died. He lives in the dragon realm and chilling with the dragons. The creator, mate, if I can chill in the dragon's realm, that would be an honor beyond honors that I couldn't even imagine. And Odin, forgive me, but I think that might be a higher honor than Valhalla. Truly, truly. But if I only achieve Helheim to hang out on my own little plot of land, occasionally having dinner with the goddess Hel, and visiting Odin for shenanigans, I will be happy. But that would be an awesome thing indeed. Will I show you all how to make gumbo? Ooh, Jeremy, mate, that's a great question. You know what? I ain't had a good pot of gumbo in a while. And as many of you know, like I had to wait till after the move to get started on my 6-month challenge because I'm basically going beef, bacon, eggs, butter, and salt. That's all I'm going to have for about 6 months while I work out and stuff. So I actually, before I jump into that too deep, I may actually do a gumbo recipe for you all. I have a lot of them. Some of them's more complex, some of them's more difficult. Some of them's more keto-ish, some of them's not. But I actually have what one of my Cajun friends referred to as an easy keto gumbo. Like they begged me for the recipe, which actually surprised me because there's certain aspects of it that I was surprised a real Cajun actually wanted this recipe. There's just aspects about it that, since it went keto. I've never considered sharing it per se, but it's kind of a family recipe, and I've said many times I do somewhat see my viewers as a family. So you know what? I may actually try to do that because it is a nice, easy, approachable. Anyone can make it gumbo. So yeah, Jeremy, I may add that to my video list and get that filmed before I go 100% nothing else on my 6-month challenge. Because I'll admit, y'all know if I'm making it, I'm eating it. That's just what it is. Though with my wife out of town, and she's going to be out of town for a month, so for a month I get to play Bachelor. She might appreciate it if I wait till she gets home, at the very least. So give me a little time to make sure that I can at least get her home so she can enjoy it too. She's already requested that for her first meal when she gets back, she wants surf and turf, steak and shrimp to be exact. And I don't blame her. That's freaking amazing, ain't it? So yeah, I can do that. Drake does daydreaming or inner monologue monkey mind get in the way of magic and mystical exercises? It can. It really can. It can. Dragon of the West, that's a great question, and it can. This is the reason meditation is the focus of all magic. It teaches us focus. It teaches us discipline. And that focus and discipline carries over and it overrides the things you just mentioned. So, a good meditation practice in learning to focus and stay focused for extended period of time will override those and will definitely improve your magic. Just set. So that's a great question. Would the dragons ever consider that? Have you asked the dragons about living in the realm? Is it possible? And if so, any criteria needed? I'll be honest, the creator, they're very, very picky of who they entrust with their realm. There is like a multiversal public kind of hub in the center where anyone can visit, and there are some structures. It is my understanding that if I was to live in those realms, it'd be most likely I'd be in that central public hub, not into the main areas proper. But as far as have I specifically asked this conversation, I have not. That is a fantastic conversation that I may actually have to have and get back with you on that, creator. Let's see, we got Violet. Hey, Violet Star, glad you could make it. That is a great question. Issue with doubt. Doubt is a bitch. Pardon my French. But that is why I'm a very results based magician, because doubt is like my biggest enemy, hands down. So you guys aren't alone there. Okay, who wants to know some really freaking cool news that I got this week? Right here, right now. Who wants to know that? Because I have some really awesome news that I want to share with y'all. And I am like tickled to death and I'm still in disbelief. So if I don't share it, I'm not sure I'll believe it. So we're going to go ahead and share it if you don't mind. I'd appreciate it. Can I do that? All right, cool. So since September, have any of you heard of Dollar Shave Club? Anybody know that thing? Guys, you probably know it. Ladies, you may or may not know it. I used to do Dollar Shave Club. I'm lazy. I want a shampoo. I want a body wash. I want, razors. I'm lazy. I don't want to spend exorbitant amounts of money, those kinds of things. I'm a Scrooge. I'm picky. They also started screwing up my orders. Hands down, it was taking me way too long to get what I needed. Period. So I started plucking around and trying to find something that I would like. Couldn't find anything. Then at random, just randomly, something popped up in one of my feeds. I don't remember where it was. It might have been YouTube Shorts. It might not have been YouTube Shorts, but I think it was YouTube Shorts. Because it's been a while. And that was a company called Outlaw. I didn't know what it was. So I checked them out. And they were advertising a cologne. Now, for those who don't know, most of my life, I've used Brute. I've used Old Spice. I've even used a few of the Old Spice deodorants, those kinds of things. I'm a cheapskate, okay? Seriously. But I need a scent that, to me, it's not perfumey. I'm not a big perfumey guy. I want something that says, this is a guy, he might be an asshole, but he's a cool guy. That's what I'm kind of looking for. If that makes sense. I love Old Spice too. I'm not knocking it. I really do. But when this popped up, I could not pay attention to it. So I grew up playing poker. I am an old gambler at heart. Even my own code of honor is based upon it. And this popped up. See that? This is Outlaw, the Gambler. Now, this is actually inspired by bourbon, tobacco, and leather. So anyone who knows me and seen my picture, I have leather trench coat. I love leather. Most people who know me, they associate that scent of leather with me. I do enjoy pipe tobacco and cigars, but this smells more like before they're lit. And bourbon, guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm a whiskey guy, and bourbon is delicious. So I had to try this just by its name. And the scent, I wasn't sure what to think. Because when you said tobacco, I'm thinking like cigarette ash. And let's be honest, that does not sound good to me. I hate cigarettes. So I tried it. I fell in love with it. But here's the kicker. I also found out they had a body wash. Look at this. Woo! Okay, I got to turn it right. See that? Okay. Now we got that right. Since September, I've been using this stuff. Hands down, guys and ladies, this has been one of the best body washes I've used. It does not take much. It goes a very long way. My wife has been using it, not this one. She's been using one called Calamity Jane. I think it's citrus, sagebrush, something else. Hold on. I can actually tell you exactly what it is in just a moment if you give me half a second. It is supposed to be a sweet and spicy clove, orange, cinnamon, and whiskey, actually. That's supposed to be what that one is. And, you know, when they say whiskey makes you frisky, this brings a whole new meaning to that phrase. Seriously, it smells freaking amazing. But she's also been using they have all natural handmade soaps too. Um, and she's been using one, what did she get? It was Home on the Range, which is a laundry blackberry fresh cut grass. Now, this is one that I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but this it smells freaking amazing. Like if my wife had an air freshener that she could make her house smell like this, I wouldn't mind it. But it's not a scent I would want for me specifically. It just smells freaking amazing. Um, and if she wants to drag me off for private time, that's the best we can say. That's a good way to do it. So for several months now, I've been using this stuff. I've enjoyed it. They even have a deodorant, which, as you can see, they actually have the one I prefer, the Gambler. This is aluminum free. Now, for those who have, a lot of people look for aluminum free deodorants. Does it make a difference? I don't know. I don't have an opinion. But people say this is better for you, it's healthier for you, and all that. I don't care personally. I want a deodorant that works. Okay, I get out there, I get in the humidity, I'm camping, I'm doing stuff, and I'm one of those people. If I don't have deodorant, I stink, and I don't want to stink. And I've been trying this. This stuff is working, so I appreciate it. But it is aluminum free, so extra perk. Now you'll notice that somebody's gonna be like, "You just got that bottle. That Gambler's not open." You're correct. I had an original bottle of Gambler, but they were sold out of it. It's that popular. Since then, especially through the move, I've been using this one. They call it Blazing Saddles. I will admit, I bought it because I'm old. I love Mel Brooks's works. I love the movie. It was freaking hilarious. If it offends you, I'm sorry, but the movie was funny. I love it. This is actually leather, gunpowder, sage, and sandalwood. Now, I was iffy about this. I'm not a big sandalwood fan. I don't want to smell like incense. I'm just the mage. I don't want to smell like the typical mage. This stuff is good. I love it. I really do. Can't go wrong with this one. So I have been using these and I have fallen in love with them to the point I even actually got the beard oil. They have a beard oil too. This ain't the only one that got other scents. After the move, during the move, actually, we found out they had the ability to do an affiliate program and whatnot. And you all know I'm very picky. I don't really like tell too many people about companies that I just fall in love with. So after the move, I messaged them. And they are a smaller company. Their prices are amazing. And like I've been using this even before the move, and I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. A little bit of this beard oil goes a long way. But I fell in love with it to the point where I did message them to see if we could do something to where I could let you all know about it. Because small companies need all the press they can get. And not only did they say yes, but here's the deal. We do have an affiliate link. Jake will be dropping that. I actually posted it and pinned it at the very top up there as well. If you're just joining this, thank you, Jay. And you will also see they were kind enough to give us a discount code, 20% off your full order if you enter the code Working Dragon Mystic. This may be the first time we've ever actually had a company be like, hey, you like us, we like you. Let's do this together. Actually, it is, now that I think about it. And it's really weird that it's a soap company. I think I would have thought it would be a coffee company. I really did. Say la vie. If you are interested in checking them out, their scents, guys, these are amazing. I've not found another company. As much as I love Old Spice, just so y'all know, I'm a Swagger guy. That's the one I always went to. That was my go-to after Brute started cutting back on where you could find it. That and Head and Shoulders. I've fallen in love with this. I really have. So I just wanted to share it and let you all know it's out there because it is such a small one. It is so niche, and it is one of those scents that I can't go out these days without getting compliments in one fashion or another from this. Also, the soaps, like the handmade soaps, they're composited in a way that if you like a shaved soap instead of a shaving cream, guys, and I say guys because ladies, I've only shaved my legs 3 times in my life. Okay. I lost bets all times. Full stop. Not going to lie. And I use shaving cream. So I've never used shave soap on my legs. Okay. Now, these soaps can be used in the shower, but I was also found out they can be used on the face and on the head. And I have used them for both of that. And they are fantastic. So if you buy these, they are handmade. Check this one out. This is one I haven't quite used yet. But you can see they're rough cut. They're the old school handmade ones. They look beautiful. This one, I wish they had a body wash. This one I can only find in the soap. I hope they don't stop making it. Outlaw soap, if you watch this by any chance, please do not stop making this and perhaps consider a body wash or a beard oil, please. This is called Hair of the Dog. This is actually whiskey, tobacco, and coffee. If that don't sound like me, I don't know what is. So as soon as my current Blazing Saddles soap bar runs out, this will be my new shave soap, hands down. I know I'm gushing. I apologize. I do that. You all don't get to see me gush a lot. Actually, this may be the first time. This, oh my God, is this the first time I've gushed on camera? That's weird. Okay, moving on. There we go. If you all are viewers, definitely check these out, please. They are an amazing company. They are very ethical in production. They're environmentally friendly. They're not animal tested. All those wonderful check boxes that everybody loves that an a-hole like me may not care about, but they still manage to do it. And the prices are amazing. Like even my cheapskate rear end is willing to buy them. Okay. I'm a cheapskate. Y'all know that. So the fact that it checks every box that I have plus all the others actually is just, I had to tell y'all about them. I may do an actual just video on these or a short or something like that, but just so y'all know. Oh, before I forget, if you are a Patreon or YouTube member, I posted in Patreon, I posted it in the community member only section. We will be doing live streams on Mondays at noon. This will be, we're looking at calling it the Mage's Den, the Mage's something like that. But these live streams will be me thinking about random topics that I can't share live on YouTube because YouTube's just, policies. These will be thoughts and ideals that you or I may not be able to speak in the normal realms of possibilities, or just what randomly happens to be on our thoughts that day. But we're going to start off with bi-weekly. Currently, I have a bi-weekly schedule already marked off. Many of you had let me know that, we've been trying to do it. We've been trying to do it. When are they coming? I'm going to tell you right now. I went ahead and marked off on the calendar for the rest of the year bi-weekly. I want to try and get to weekly, but for at the very minimum, we got bi-weekly. If you can't make it to the noon live, don't worry. They're going to be uploaded in a members only playlist where you can go back and watch them and hear me ramble and go on about whatever is bothering me. This is going to be a mage's perspective on the real world, what's going on, what I'm doing. We're not going to get political. We're just going to look at the overarching topics and how a mage may approach it, how I don't go insane living in the world we're in. Okay? That's all it's going to be. Simple. But I will also be taking your perspectives. No arguments, no debates, good, clean, wholesome thoughts and discussions. Hope that helps. So look forward to those. The first one will actually be tomorrow. All right. Cool. If you're not already a YouTube channel member or a Patreon member, consider signing up and hopping in and joining us. We'd love to have you. The more ideas, the more thoughts, the better. Now, to the questions that I missed why I was gushing. Again, I apologize. I know I don't gush much, but there we go. Angela, I found out there's bacon scented soap, bacon scented deodorant. Yes, there is. There's also bacon mayo, which I actually know how to make, and there's even a bacon salt. And they are freaking delicious. As far as bacon deodorant and soap, I've tried them. They smell good. I'm not gonna lie. A buddy of mine got them for me. However, for a fat guy trying to lose weight, they are the devil because they just make me want to eat bacon. I love bacon. Bacon's amazing. And on a carnivore diet, it's true. You eat, you get full. You don't want nothing else to eat. That's amazing. That's a wonderful thing. But I also don't want to smell like the thing I want. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. They're really actually weirdly good. And the one I used, I don't know which brand you're seeing, Angela, but the one I used actually did a pretty good job. It was just the scent did not help for my long-term goals, if that makes sense. Gush and Drake, but we don't mind. Thank you for not minding. I might have to take a look at this. Hey, that's good to hear. Good to hear. Again, the link is an affiliate link, so it does help support the channel. Since Outlaw Soap actually is willing to support us, we are willing to support them. That is such a wonderful thing. They are a small business. Just total disclosure, people. They're not sponsoring me or paying me to tell you they're good. I actually do love these. But it is still an affiliate link. I made a candle for prosperity and got Peria, Evertrine, and Tectile. I've not used Tectile, I'll admit. Malachite, citrine, and amethyst, and carborundum, strawberry leaves. I added cannabis. I'm super excited to burn it. Ooh, that actually sounds pretty interesting. If you're military in any shape, form, or fashion, be careful with that one herb. Be careful. Let's see, Small Bean Drake. Would you? And actually, the creator, if you do burn that, I'd love to hear your results. By the way, just so you know. What do I do? I've been doing prosperity spells and random good things happening. Random good things are happening. Brain explodes. Small Bean, mate. I'm not sure I understand the question because it sounds like things are going great. Brain explodes. So yeah, I mean, if you're doing your prosperity spells, you're doing. I'm not sure what random good things do. If that's just like good things and you're talking karma, that's amazing. That is amazing. And I encourage everyone to be a good person. As far as karma, I'm not a big believer in karma, though I would always encourage people to be good people. I think that matters more than karma. As far as the brain explodes, if you're talking about the fact that these things are producing an outcome, after all these years of practicing magic, I still get that feeling. I really do. So I get that. If I'm misunderstanding the question, just let me know. Just wanted to share what I made. No advertising. No. Totally get that, creator. Totally get that. We all are here to try and share as best we can. We are. So I get that. Oh, crap. We jumped. I should have known that was coming. I gushed too long, didn't I? So I think it's cute side as far as Drake gushing. Oh, my God. I got called cute. Ace, I got called cute. You see that? I got called cute. You didn't. I did, just so you know that. All right. I will take that as a full-on compliment. Thank you very much. Yes, gushing Drake is wonderful. You know, you guys are amazing because like I can get on here and I can gush about something that I found I like, I really enjoy. And it really, I know this is going to sound stupid. I honestly can't say this without thinking it doesn't sound stupid. But to get up, to go through my daily routine, to shower and shave, with what I personally view as a very manly scent, a scent that goes with something I truly believe in as far as my honor, you know, the concept of a gambler and those kinds of things, the mentality, the mindset. Um, there's a certain magical power there. And I'm actually wanting to do a video on the magical power of concepts and stepping into an archetype and utilizing that archetype in your life. Um, and no matter how dogged tired I am, how wore out I am, how stressed I am, whatever, that shower, that shave makes everything right in the world. It really does. And guys, ladies, I'm sure you guys feel worse than we do on this, but guys, you know how annoying it can be to shave every freaking day. Um, I'll admit I have a lot of scar tissue through here. It don't show on the surface, but like due to it, I can't grow the full beard, but I still have to shave daily. Um, and then when it comes, well, I shave my head, so you know, um, it's a task. It's an event. So ladies, hats off to you. I couldn't imagine doing the legs and all the things y'all do. But if you can take that daily task, that daily thing that you need to do, whether it's trimming the beard, whatever it may be, and turn it into something powerful, something magical, something inspiring, something uplifting, that is a magical process, a part of your daily routine that can take you to new heights and new levels in your path and also just make everything wonderful. Okay? And guys, I would encourage you to do it. Ladies, if you can do it, I would encourage you to do it. As you know, we have Squirrel, my adopted daughter. I have a goddaughter. And, well, y'all know I'm married. All of them do a very similar thing, and they have, well, Squirrel, not so much. Um, but the other two have definitely reported back of how much of a difference it makes. So try it. At Creator, I'm the same when it comes to shaving. I've tried everything. I've tried straight blades. I've tried safety razors. I've tried disposables. I've tried the little Bics. I've tried it all. I've done the electric razor bit. It's a pain. I get it. It is. But if you can turn that into a magical process for prosperity or empowerment, then you're onto something. You're onto something big there. So consider that. How do you do a spell to retrieve a lost object like a ring? Ooh, Dragon of the West, that's a little tricky. Because a lost object, there's different ways in which it could be lost. It could actually be destroyed. It could be removed for many different reasons from your being. It could be currently under the possession of another individual who has claimed it as it was lost, or it could just be placed around your house. Technically speaking, I like to do a ritual where I would utilize earth dragons is usually a good one. I do like to use Odin occasionally for this, as well as Freya. Um, Scaldi I know a lot of people's gonna be like, Scaldi, that's freaking weird. Why do you use Scaldi? Scaldi's a hunter, and technically, treasure hunting is hunting. So, I've also reached out to Scaldi, but you can also just do a spell focused on the object and attempting to even evoke the object and draw it to you through candle magic, where the candle or the sigil is representing the object and drawing it to you magnetically. And that can help you. That can help you. Remember, magic is probability enhancement, so it can actually help you very greatly. If you are very gifted or skilled at divinations, you could even divine its current location. That's usually how I find the things my wife loses, just so you know. But in spell work, you want to do something that's going to draw it to you, whether you're going through an entity, a sigil, candle magic, or the like. The kicker is, if it's been destroyed, you can't draw it to you. There's nothing to draw to you. If it has currently been possessed by someone else has found it, and it is now in their possession, and they have no intention of getting over it. That complicates it because now the spell is not just drawing an object to you, it's actually drawing something to you and also removing the possession of another person on it, because objects are objects. Legal, rightful ownership doesn't really kind of go into that weirdly. So, though there is actually said that you could look up an entity or do a spell doing legalities and attempt to apply the legalities and utilize the legalities with the magnetism as well. You could try that. Let's see. Angela, I say I will find someplace sensible and find my missing things, chant them, then put out of sight, out of mind, and start finding items. That's also not a bad method. Creator. I asked Hermes fairies to help me find lost things. There's a Nordic water deity that has a net full of things. Yes, that is true too. Nord's not a bad one. The male version. Nord's not a bad one either. I use lodestone to magically attract things back. Lodestone's a good option as well. This is why I love this community. You got my ramblings, and then you got these other great suggestions. Shar, one of my first spells was for locating lost items. I cast silver tendrils, for lack of a better word, using like fishing line to pull back the been successful for me, turns up quickly. Actually, that's a really great one. Casting out. That's a great analogy. Casting out fishing lines. Essentially, these fishing lines designed to hook and draw back and catch the item. That's actually a great energetic way of doing it, Char. I love it. Bugs up to that one. So yeah, very great options there, definitely. Let's see. Oh, I gotta say, this week's video, Let Your Gnosis Be Wrong. I love our community because seriously, I expected to get so much negative feedback from that video. How dare you say my gnosis is wrong? How dare you say blah? We did not get one negative comment as of the time of this live stream from that video. And that's not a challenge to go post something negative. That's actually a compliment to the community because you all showed very clearly that you all are willing to look at something from a new point of view, that you all are willing to consider something you hadn't once considered, a new way of thinking about something, the ideal that you can outgrow something. And this is a mindset that personally I have dreamed of seeing more of in the occult community. So it may be stupid, it may be silly, but your all's comments on this week's video just made my day. It really did. It made me very proud of my community, of this channel, and what we're doing here, because instead of digging your heels in and, well, I received this, it's true, blah, 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 everyone who saw it was thoughtful, was wise, and considerate about it. And that was amazing to me. So thank you all for that. Come to me a lot that want to work with me, but I'm unsure. And I'm in a position because when I work with an entity, deity, etc., I work with them hard and deeply. Any advice? Creator, that's a tricky one because that is partially personal. But for me, if a dragon's coming to you and wants to work with you, whether you've gone through Dragon Magic 101 or not, dragons are amazing allies to work with and befriend. And when treated with respect and friendship, there's really not a downside. They don't like to be viewed as deities, don't like to be viewed as God, but at the same time, they love hard work. They really do. So when you say you dive in, you do the work, you dive in deep, you go hard, and you do the best you can. To me, that's something that dragons respect. I don't see that as being a problem. I don't know you know, some people, dragon magic's not their cup of tea, that whole balance concept. A lot of people do have trouble with balance. Um, but by and large, from your comment, I really wouldn't see a problem if it's an entity you choose to work with. And that's really it, because there is a personal thing. There's some people, you know, like me. Many of you all know I'm not a religious guy. I don't knock religious practices. I've actually had a very fascinating conversation with a traditional Wiccan practitioner over the last week. I can't get into it because it touches a few things that might be buzzwords on the algorithm. But though they are very religious, me and them, we have very high levels of respect for each other. And there is something truly to be said for faith magic. Faith magic, I need to do a video on it because not enough people give faith magic credit. In fact, it's actually looked down on. So it's kind of one of those things where we are on a path of self-mastery. We are on a path of self-empowerment. And take my opinions, consider them, meditate on them. But at the end of the day, the decision and the choice is really yours, the creator. It is your path to walk. And no matter what I've been through, how shitty or hard my life has been, my path is my path. Okay. Your path is your path. I can advise, I can give a viewpoint, but I cannot walk your path. Does that make sense, mate? I hope so. Should you make a dragon altar for them? They don't really care too much about altars. They enjoy them. I mean, dragons are hoarders, so they do enjoy pretties, but it's not a requirement. Again, that would be more of a personal choice. Angela, our gnosis is just that. It's our gnosis. To other people, things are different and multifaceted and different views. Fascinating. Very well said, Angela. Very well said. And you are correct. You are correct. I know it's one of those things where, like me, I always go back through my journals and I test my own theories and ideals because I'm human. I know this. And I know things are going to change. My theories, my ideals, my practice has morphed and grown and evolved through the years. I am by no means the same age I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And that's not a bad thing. Maria, I love the video you did about focus. The one is a great one. Thank you very much, Maria. A lot of people don't like focus. Again, another proof of the community. You all had nothing but positive feedback on that video. And for a topic that a lot of people don't like, I was tickled to death on all the comments. And thank you again, Maria, because focus is a very hard part, but it's also a very vital part. And it's not a part a lot of people like to talk about. It's not the cool part to talk about, I guess you could say. It's not trendy. So I am glad my community, at least, thought it was a great video. Hello, I'll probably spoil the dragons with different crystals and shinies because I like shinies and crystals. Hey, creator, there you go. Spoil them. And like, it's your path, mate. If you like them, you like them. Like me, I'm actually getting stuff out of my house because I want a minimalistic house. But then that's not to say there's anything wrong. Like my grandmother, her joy was her knickknacks. She loved her knickknacks. And I'll be honest with you, as someone who don't like clutter, I loved my grandma's house. Every little knickknack she had a story. It had its own energy about it. You could feel the emotion and the joy behind it. And it was so great, even to hear the same story 20 or 30 or more times. Anyone had a grandmother who told them the same story thousands of times with the same knickknack? I did. I loved her house, and it brought her such joy. And there was no way I could ever begrudge a person for living a life where they are so happy. Also, true fact, my grandmother's one of the ones who taught me to love cooking. She was hilarious. I can't say she was the best cook I know, but she really did. She taught me to love cooking. Like I remember Even actually now, my wife will make this comment because my wife will ask, how do you want your eggs? And you'll put your order in. Let's say you want sunny side up or over easy, whatever you want. My wife is like, all right, that's what I'll get, or you'll get nanny eggs. Well, nanny eggs meant you can ask for a specific egg, but you're going to get how it comes out. So there we go. Yeah. Let's see. I'm in the middle, religious, but see things from a practical, and that's a perfect perspective, Angela. There's a lot of people who they view me religious. And for the longest time, I was like, how do you see me as a religious individual, even spiritual? I don't view myself as spiritual. And they explain it to me, and it's like, yeah, okay, from a perspective, I see that. And the fact that I do respect the value of religion, I get it. And just like the non-religious practicality side can have a toxic side, religion can have a toxic side. Everything has that balance. It's one of the things the dragons keep teaching me. Actually, Odin keeps teaching me. Everything has that balance. Nothing is absolute purity. Everything has that yin and yang happening to it. So I get that. And there's nothing, practical is a wonderful thing. And for the spiritual and the religious, you keep on doing you. As long as you ain't hurting another person, I support you. Keep it up. Can we mesh several exercises or practices from several mystical or magical teachers with different viewpoints, even though they don't agree with each other? The best answer I can give there, mystic, is going to be yes or no, because it depends. If you have directly polarizing currents, they're going to conflict. If they're not polarizing, they don't really give a damn about each other. That's different. But if they actually conflict, you might have an issue. So it depends on the things. And what is this? I got a super chat here from Danny Doom. Hello. Do you ever utilize necromancy? Just curious about your experience and if you find it an effective magical practice. Actually, I do. In fact, followers of this channel will notice that most of the divine entities I work with, Odin, Freya, Hel, they very, very dominantly have a perspective within the realm of death. And yes, I do find necromancy to be a very practical magic and very useful magic. In fact, I'm actually wanting to start a series on it because I've been getting a lot of emails on necromancy. And by the way, Danny, I'm so glad you asked this question. There's so many, I can't think of a better word for it, edgelordy versions of necromancy that say you have to slit your hand, you have to bleed this, you have to kill this critter, you have to do this, you have to rob this grave, and it's horseshit. And they make necromancy this very, very almost fantasy D&D bullshit that is pointless. And then they talk about the negative effects and the harmful effects and roar, roar, roar. Whereas necromancy is a very beautiful art. It is something that is absolutely wonderful. And in fact, if you've ever looked into any tradition that utilizes ancestry work, that's necromancy. Because your ancestors aren't alive, they are dead. Necromancy is anything that utilizes spirits of the dead. So there are a lot of ways to utilize it. In fact, where I currently live, there's a graveyard not even a mile from me. I know this graveyard. I'm familiar with this graveyard. The spirits, the entities, the people buried there, not the newer ones, they know me. I have worked with them in the past. To me, visiting this graveyard is like visiting a group of friends. There's no difference. So yes, I'm very big on necromancy. I do think there is a very misunderstanding of necromancy. There's a very positive use of necromancy. And I am somewhat saddened by the very edgelordy way it's been presented in the last 20 or 30 years. But even some of the edgelordy tomes that have been released in, let's say, the last 10 years, if you like sort through the psychodrama and the bells and whistles and the draping and the bad paint job, there's good information in them. The problem is most practitioners who are starting to get involved in this form of work, how do you know what's just the paint job and what's the meat? So yes, I am actually planning to do videos on this. I've even actually considered, if I get free time, oh, ain't that a joke? Freaking everybody who just found their seats laughing at me, I understand. Doing a course on necromancy, but between the evocation course, the Norse course, the Fae courses, and of course Dragon Magic 103 and 104, free time, yeah, that's fair. Fall out of your chairs. I don't think I'm going to have it. So I will probably be doing a series on necromancy here on the YouTube channel where everyone can see it. Absolutely great question, Danny, and thank you very much for that. Mugs up to you. By the way, you will be included in the weekly spell work since your super chat is in the $5 area. I know it says $4.99, but $4.99. Let's round the frick up. Come on, people. I ain't stingy. All right, there we go. Creator. I've made voodoo dolls and combined with shigami dolls and going to mix the clay and other paperwork. Shigami voodoo. Egyptian magic. Technically, voodoo dolls aren't really voodoo dolls. That's actually more of a Hollywood thing. As someone who's been initiated into voodoo, which is one of the reasons I'll talk about voodoo, because it is an initiatory practice. What we currently know of voodoo dolls just puppet magic, by and large, mostly. Two different things. But I get what you're saying, and yes, they can actually be mixed and utilized together. It just depends. It really depends. Like if you evoke, for example, this is an example. Archangel Michael has no issues with dragons, technically speaking. However, if you evoke Archangel Michael in a dragon slayer perspective, as in a more biblical dragon slayer where he's slaying the archetype, not a literal dragon, but the archetype, that can actually create issues with real dragons. Michael himself wouldn't create them, but if you're specifically focusing on that dragon slayer archetype that some people place upon him, that could, as Austin Powers would say, create some cross mojo and cause problems, and then the fembots blow up. Again, showing my age. So that could be a possibility. It's something to consider. It's not a hard rule, but it's something a mage should be mindful of and consider. Hello, I can't see Drake walking in the graveyard, bringing tea. Have you ever retrieved a human soul from limbo and returned it back to its body? Is that considered necromancy? That would be considered necromancy. And as far as retrieving soul work, soul retrieval in different factions, I've done actually quite a bit of that. Can't see Drake walking in a graveyard bringing tea and croissants for the ladies and coffee and cigars. Oh, I can, yeah, hands down, coffee and cigars. Like I'm a little upset because I ain't found my cigars from the move yet, and like graveyard up here, all I've been able to take them is coffee, and I totally want to go and have a cigar with the guys. I have found tea. I have taken some biscuits, Southern biscuits, not English biscuits. I know English biscuits are cookies. Southern biscuit, different beast. But I have taken some tea and biscuits up there for the ladies. Didn't take croissants, so sorry about that. I'm talking through the nut. Oh my God, I will get to talking with them. That is the danger with necromancy. That is the danger for me. Like I will get to talking and I will have such wonderful conversations with these individuals. Like I am a history freaking junkie. Like when we got people trying to whitewash or erase history, no matter how ugly it is, that pisses me off because I am just a history junkie. We need the good, we need the bad, we need the ugly, we need it all to fully understand the human experience and move forward. I truly think this. If you disagree, that's groovy, but that's where I stand. And because of that, with necromancy and the fact that I'm Southern and I can't even shut up on a live stream, you could imagine me in a graveyard talking to entities and just, and before I know it, 24 hours has passed, I'm exhausted, and it's like, where did the time go? Yeah, that's a legit thing, mate. It totally is. You are not kidding. Just talk the night away. Whenever I see the cut the palm or the cutting in a movie, I think you're going to bleed to death. Good thing this is a movie. Bingo, Angela. So, for those who don't know, pro tip. First off, if you need any biological matter for whatever for any ritual, if you want to use blood, get you a diabetic lancet. They're very cheap at Rite Aid, at Walgreens, wherever you want. Quick little of the thumb or finger. I think I even showed it in a video once how to do it. You get a little drop. One drop, that's all you need. Boop, boop, you're done. Okay, let's say you're afraid of needles. You don't like needles, even a diabetic lancet. No problem, we got you covered. Do you have spit? Can you spit? Spit. Your spit, your saliva is genetic material. It will work. If it says blood in the ritual, you can use spit as a genetic material. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No cuts, no pricks. Well, unless whoever wrote the book was a prick, but you know what I mean. No pricks of the finger. Those kinds of things. I told you I'm tired, people. I'm a little slap happy. Deal with it. It will work. And yes, before anybody types it or posts it, yes, there is, we will say, sexual fluids. You can use those as well if you so choose. But for family-friendly content, that's the reason I'm not describing that one. Moving on. Thank you very much. No problem, Danny. We jumped again. I'm being too talkative. I wouldn't say Hecate specializes, but it's definitely one of her stronger points, and she's actually a great entity for necromancy. No magic is my... Yes, Angela does a lot with doll magics. Hands down, some of the stuff she posts in the gilded community is actually freaking fantastic. She uses dolls as a medium for, I think, most of your work, right, Angela? And she's a great example of how you can utilize that medium. I keep putting off finishing my family poppets and putting us in protective mirror box. Okay. Michael, I couldn't imagine Michael Hartman being unless it was harming him. And remember, as a kid, seeing the dragon slaying statue, tilted head. You know, I know the exact statue you're talking about, Angela, and you're right. Michael, this is something I was talking with someone earlier in the week. Warriors are fighters. Warriors are protectors. Warriors are defenders. They fight for a cause. They fight for a belief. They fight for a stance, something that's being challenged, something that's being endangered. But if that thing is not being endangered, they enjoy peace. They are very compassionate. They're very caring. A lot of people see me and they think it's very hard to picture me in a very aggressive or even violent manner. These are individuals who've only seen me during a time of peace, though. And then there's people who have seen me when the things I care most about are endangered and they know what I'm capable of. That is what a warrior does. There is the fact that a warrior can be this kind of thing. This day and age, we have this weird thing about warriors are this evil, toxic concept, and they don't understand what the true warrior fights for. There are thugs, there are individuals who just want violence. There are people like mercenaries who they fight for greed, but that's not a warrior, if that makes sense. And Michael is a warrior. That's one of the reasons him and I get along so great. He and I would love a concept in a perfect world where we could live in peace and warriors are no longer needed. The simple fact is, though, that is a very unlikely thing to ever happen. The world will need them. But in the times of peace, the warrior will embrace it. They will enjoy it because they know this is what they fought for. and they know if challenged, it is worth defending. They know it is such a beautiful and precious thing. It is worth fighting for, and it's even worth dying for. Peace is that valuable. And that, unfortunately, in my perspective, is something that has been far too lost and far too taken for granted. Just my window on the world. Take it for what you will. If you disagree, I understand. Um, let's see, Danny, are you pretty settled into your new home now? Me and my partner would still really love to interview. Danny, mate, I think I emailed y'all back. Yes, we are settled. I did email you back. And if you are with the channel, I'm too tired. I know it has Lilith in the title. If that's the channel, I am down for the interview. Totally let me know. Totally. I emailed you back. Check your spam folder, wherever. I don't know how it would have gone. But I just replied to the email you sent me. I'm sorry it took me so long to get back to you. But yes, I would. Yep. Oh, there it is. Legion of Lilith. That. Yep. If I'd have finished reading there, I'd have saw it. I am down for the interview, mate. I totally am. Get with me on there. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to do it. Love to do it. So my great grandmother was with me. Her response to head shake was, yeah, me neither. We had a show on necromancy. Oh, Danny, I look forward to seeing that one actually. I did check out one or two of yours. Interestingly enough, I actually saw you interviewed EA. Actually, a really great interview, if I may say. I spoke to him years ago. He probably has no freaking clue who I am, and that's fine. I get that. No worries. Not insulted. But him and I, though we come from different paradigms, I found it very fascinating because the questions I was asking him dealt with the arcane pillars, which the reason I wanted to talk to him was how the arcane pillars appear to line up with what he views as godly powers. So you're using two different paradigms, two different viewpoints and terms, but in a lot of ways, I was seeing that the dragons were teaching me a lot of the same ideals and philosophies that the demons and the darker entities that he works with were teaching him. And that was really when, like, I didn't know who EA was. I didn't know he was a big deal, but I just saw his little YouTube channel. Many of you know I'm not tech savvy. So this was way back before I even knew how fancy YouTube was. And I reached out to him because I didn't know he was a big deal. And I'd have probably shat my pants if I realized he actually responded to me at the time. But at the time, he was a guy. I was a guy. I had a question. We talked. It was pretty cool. I know it's sad, right? It's pathetic. So I found that discussion very, very interesting. I would actually love an opportunity to chat with him now, where I am in my path and knowing more about him so that I could sounding board that concept a bit better and maybe actually even film it, or if I could possibly, because I think that is a paradigm, an ideal, and two separate paths that teach very similar things. I think that is something a lot of occultists would do well to understand, if that makes sense, because a lot of people think there's one road only, and that road's the only road. And though him and I would say, have very differing opinions on so many things, I think that foundational research and those foundational ideals and how similar, I can't get over how fascinating of a concept that is. But as far as you and your channel, I would absolutely adore to do the interview. Again, I apologize it took me so long to get back with you. Dragon West. Good night. Good night, mate. Good night. Have a good night. Sleep well. Oh, the dead can be massively helpful. Massively. Definitely. No doubt. Let's see. Oh, we jumped again. Crap. I got lost further up. If you really need blood, bone giving your local meat market, a butcher. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Your local butcher's a great way. They sell plenty of blood, whether it be with chicken livers or just blood in general. Anybody's done blood pudding, blood sausage, you know what I'm talking about. God, blood sausage. Yummy. Now I kind of want some. Oh well. So yeah, also a great one. And for bones, even want to eat chicken, save the bones. Chicken's amazing. I love chicken. I actually plan to do a video on how I clean bones. I know a lot of you want to know how you clean bones for storage because fresh bones, that's easy. Buy chicken, eat chicken, use bone. Done. How do you store it? I'm going to do a video on that. I can't imagine Dre. I can. Oh, here we go. I can't. I keep wanting to put a can't on that, mate. I can imagine Drake in Viking attire with an axe throwing it at enemies with fiery eyes. And totally can see that. Hey, mate, I'll be honest. I won the hatchet and axe throwing competition. I did. Hatchet throwing, knife throwing are hobbies of mine. And even when I was in church, we had something called Fellow Christian Frontiersmen. Knife and axe throwing was something we did. We actually had all these skill sets you had to master and learn to even get your pen. I still have my pen. I am freaking proud of my pen. And if anyone is in FCF and you're watching this, hey, I may not be at the church, but I'll tip my hat to y'all any day. Yes, I absolutely love those hobbies. And it's, yeah, they carried over really well to my Norse practice. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. They really did. And it's weird because as much as I trained in sword fighting, it's like everybody's like, what's your weapon of choice? I always say axe or hammer because they don't require the maintenance. They're not as fallible. They can't break as easy. They don't. There's so many like mechanical zombie apocalypse concepts that a hammer has advantages over a sword any day of the week. And that's just the practicality brain kicking in. Don't get me wrong, I still love the beauty of a sword, hands down. But that is something, yeah, totally. Um, Weirdly, I don't have any Viking garb. I do a lot of Renaissance fairs. I usually go as a pirate. I love pirates. Maybe it's the rum. Maybe I just love rum. That could be it. That could be it. I just love rum. But I do love mead, and I do need to get some Viking garb. You got me there. I totally need to get some Viking garb, creator. Might work on that. But I appreciate the compliment. I really do. That is a total compliment to me. Angela, oh, that's lovely. If you're in the Gilded, I'd love to see a picture. And Jade throwing clocks at me. Jade, I missed your clocks last week. Where were you? I needed clocks thrown at me. Oh crap. I really ran over tonight. All right, people, I'm gonna have to get ready to wrap up here. I love serving and kitchen magic. I'm actually wanting to do a video on sewing and thread magic and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that. Jeremy, go to bed. I got one last meeting and then bed is calling my name. Believe me, it really is, mate. Does Michael work with dragons? I can actually pick. Yeah, actually, him and dragons get along really, really well. They absolutely do. Especially him and Ingus Solor. Him and Ingus are. It's like taking two military personnel members who get along and just turning them loose. And anyone who knows what that means, that is both like a beautiful friendship, and it's also one of those, oh dear God, what have we done? And that's the best I can describe it. Because yeah, if you know, you know. Let's see. Happy joy. Oh my God, I just had Ren and Stimpy flashbacks. Violet, thank you so much for that. See you next Sunday. Yes, Violet, sir, I will see you next Sunday. Okay, Angela, prayer poems. I would love to hear tips from you about doll magic. Definitely join over in the Gilded Community Creator. She is always sharing some of her doll magic over there. The clocks are flying. Yes, they are. I'm trying to get through some of these major comments as quick as I can before Jade throws something else at me. And Born is even giving me the caca. That's a D&D reference from the games I run. It's raining clocks into the cup. Angela, I love you so much. Let's see. I need a ideal of a costume for the Renaissance Fair. I want to dress up as an authentic elven being, but want to incorporate a staff just because I love using staffs. Creators, stay tuned. I'm actually wanting to do a series here on the channel about the 9 realms. And one of the realms I want to do, one of the realms that does not get enough attention, is Elfenheim, the realm of the light elves. They absolutely adore staves, and their aesthetic and everything is gorgeous, and that would be perfect for your costume for the Renaissance Fair. So please, 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 please stay tuned, mate. Alright, bye everyone. Creator, a relationship like in Godzilla versus King Kong when it comes to Michael and the Dragon. No, it's not like that at all. It is a genuine bromance. It is a friendship. They will stick together through thick and thin. They will have each other's back always. And anyone who knows this phrase, hey, I got a great idea, or hey, hold my beer, watch this. You know the shenanigans that I'm talking about they will get up to. You will tell them they can't do something and they will find a way to do it even if it endangers their health. If you've ever seen a meme of a guy painting a high rise over a stairwell by putting a ladder across the railing of the stairs and climbing the ladder, even though there's now an 80-foot drop below him, thinking this is perfectly safe and OSHA's having heart attacks. That is the kind of friendship I'm talking about. It's not the whole Godzilla King Kong thing. But I see how you can get that too. I do see how you can get that. This is the type of shenanigans where these individuals, they have each other's back. They're 100% solid. They're loyal. And they just have these ideals that seem to bring trouble about. And I spend enough time around military members that this is something that is of the utmost heartwarming to me. I understand a lot of people may not get it and understand it if you don't live if you've not had military members as friends and family members or had the opportunity to spend time amongst them, I get it. But there is something so pure to the honor, to the respect, to the friendship, to the shenanigans, to the willingness to get in trouble together that it is one of the purest bonds of brotherhood and friendship that I've ever seen. And it goes amongst the ladies too. In fact, guys, I'm sorry, but some of the crap the ladies get up to in the military, man, they raise a bar. They really do raise a bar sometimes, just so you know. All right, everyone, I'm going to get off here before Jade actually flies out here and beats me with a stick, okay? So you all have a wonderful night. If you're in the membership or Patreon community, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If you join me live, chat with me. If not, you can check out the replay and watch me ramble about whatever the crap I'm complaining or talking about tomorrow. Also, don't forget to check out Outlaw. Love this company. Great ethics, and that's hard to find this day and age. So give them a try. And if you're like me and you do like leather and whiskeys, check out the Gambler scent. Comes highly Drake recommended. All right. And until next time, everyone, I'm Drake. This has been Working Dragon Mystic, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.